I have been given this opportunity to present a case of diagnosis and management of rare cause of LV dysfunction during COVID-19 pandemic. This is a case about a girl who is 5-year-old girl weighing 18 kg, saturating 95%, came with a history of breathing difficulty class 3 to 4, orthopnea, history of fever, referred to look for myocarditis. She was very sick looking, JVP was elevated, there were thready pulse, there was tender hepatomegaly and S3 was present. She was non-syndromic, normal height for the age 110 centimeter, and there was no obvious skeletal abnormality. This is an X-ray of on arrival which showed that there is a cardiomegaly of cardiothoracic ratio of 70%. The echocardiogram showed that there is a severe biventricular dysfunction, severe TR, severe pulmonary artery hypertension is there. There is a vascular mass which was seen arising from the ascending aorta and getting communicated to ascending aorta, and there was a clot seen within it suggestive of pseudoaneurysm. CT scan was planned same day because of severe ventricular dysfunction, which showed that there is a large pseudoaneurysm arising from ascending aorta, which is extending on the right side and anteriorly compressing the right atrium and also laterally to the left coronary artery. It was measuring around 5 cm and there was a large clot seen within the pseudoaneurysm. Blood investigation showed normal hemoglobin, normal platelet levels and normal WBC counts. The inflammatory markers were normal in the form of CRP, ESR and ferritin levels. The D-dimer was elevated. Cholesterol was normal. Fungal growth and blood culture growth was not there. RT-PCR was positive, which was again confirmed from the second center. Dissection of aorta or pseudoaneurysm is very rarely seen in the pediatric population. Unless there is an associated congenital heart disease like coarctation of aorta, bicuspid aortic valve or tetralogy of Fallot's or Turner syndrome. It is commonly seen in adults where there is atherosclerosis, hypertension, smoking and high cholesterol levels. Sometimes in children, it is associated with Marfan syndrome, cutis laxa, collagen vascular diseases. But all these things were not seen in our patient, and it was attributed that the active COVID-19 infection has only led to the pseudoaneurysm formation in this child. Evidence has clearly correlated COVID active 19 infection and thrombotic microangiopathy in children. It was found out that children with active COVID-19 infection has an increase in the complement system, that is SC5B9, which can lead to the formation of thrombotic angiopathy. The formation of microthrombi due to COVID-19 is well documented, and several papers came out which suggested that the coagulopathy, endotheliopathy and vasculitis is possible in COVID-19 infection, and we postulated that this has led to the breach in the intima and media of the ascending aorta, which led to the pseudoaneurysm formation. So since she was very sick, we could not have waited for the recovery of 14 days recovery of COVID-19 infection. So she was taken up for emergency surgery, and that showed that there is a very large pseudoaneurysm compressing anteriorly into the right atrium. The mouth of aneurysm sac was closed with bovine pericardial patch, and almost 6 to 7 centimeter part of pseudoaneurysm was recovered. The mass was sent for the histopathology, which showed that there is a aortic wall inflammation as seen in the first picture, and coagulative necrosis was documented as we have postulated in our. Post-surgery, she was hemodynamically stable, ventricular dysfunction gradually improved, but strikingly inflammatory markers remained normal and D-dimer gradually reduced over the period of time. Neurological status was normal and we could extubate her over the period of. This is a 6 weeks follow-up echocardiogram which showed that strikingly improved ventricular function, there is no aortic regurgitation and there is no residual pseudoaneurysm to this child. This is probably the only case in the literature that showed pseudoaneurysm of aorta due to COVID-19 infection in a child. That is why we are in still learning phase of this to see the spectrum of the disease. Emergency cardiac surgery is feasible during active infection wherever it is indicated. I thank you, my team and all of you for patient listening.